We've done the chicken Milanese, and now I'm going to prepare the chicken to cook tomorrow. So I'm going to marinate it overnight in the fridge with some Middle Eastern type spices. And because this is a bit of a cheat, because like I say, I bought the Lebanese 7 spices, which is actually more than 7 spices. It smells lovely, really unusual. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons. I'm doing this on the hoof now. 2 teaspoons of, I better measure, 2 teaspoons of the 7 spices. I think that's got salt in it already, so I'm not going to bother with the salt. I'm not going to put, that smells so nice on its own. And I'm just going to put 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika in as well, just for devilment. Then I'm going to add some lemon juice. Now, how do I measure this for you? Because I just tend to go with a squeeze, and let's see if that's enough. So I'd say that's 1 big squeeze, but it's more than a squeeze. I think I'm going to need more than that. That's just what I've got left in the fridge from earlier. Yeah, because what I want to use the lemon as part of the marinade, it will tenderise the chicken. That's half of the fun of using it. Makes your chicken nice and tender. Okay, let's get this. Let's see how much this is going to be using, just to help you really. Probably going to be a tablespoon actually. That's probably what I'd normally use. Get those pips out. Okay, I'll measure this for you. Oh, my spoons. This is a tablespoon then. A tablespoon of, tablespoon of lemon juice. So you saw that's sort of probably half a lemon, if you just want to go by half a lemon juice of. And then I think a tablespoon of olive oil, but you know, sometimes if that doesn't absorb all the spices, I'm going to use 2, because that just feels not enough. That's not, ran out of olive oil. I do have spare, but that's just 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Stir this around. Now, I have no idea what this will taste like tomorrow, but I'm going to marinate it overnight in the fridge. Reading up on marination, and yoghurt is another one. It's the lactose apparently in the yoghurt that tenderises the meat. It breaks down the enzymes and the fibres in the meat and tenderises it. Any scientists out there, if you want to enlighten me on what actually goes on there. Right. Oh, and the other thing I found out was the meat, great big chunks of meat, it doesn't get through. It has to be quite slender pieces. Now I think these will be okay. These are very, I was going to bash them out, but I don't think that's necessary with these. They're not. If you've got a chicken breast, a fat chicken breast, I would probably tenderise it with the frying pan like we did for the Milanese chicken. So I'm just going to go in with, I think as well, I seem to recall everybody always says use a non-metallic tray or bowl because it's the acid in the lemon, and the if you're using yogurt, which I'm not, because I just want to get a good idea of what's this, 1, 2, 3, 4. So indecisive. How many have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to put 5 in, and that fills that little bowl. And twisting it all around in the marinade, twisting it around. There we go. there's perhaps a little bit too much marinade there. But again, I'm just experimenting with you. Because this is what I do, and then get on the phone. So, do you want to come round for something to eat? So anyone who fancies joining me in the garden, come round and eat. That's what it looks like. I'm going to cover it over. I also read somewhere about when you're marinating, make sure it's airtight, because when you break the seal and the oxygen or whatever it is in the air that shoots in, it injects something else into the meat which breaks down the enzymes or the fibres or whatever it is, and therefore tenderising it. I've always wondered why these celebrity chefs say put it in a sealed bag. They use one of those vacuum bags. There's a reason behind it, but they don't tell you that, do they? See, I've done the research for you. There's a reason why they do that. So I would probably just cover that tightly with cling film, because until now all I've done in the fridge is cover it with a top, because I don't like using throwaway stuff if I can help it. So I usually just cover it with a small plate, but I will cover it with cling film to make a tight seal. That I'm not going to be using much on that. I don't know how else you can do it. Oh, you could put it in one of those a plastic sandwich box type thing. Those are airtight, aren't they? So you could do that and save on your cling film. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'll get back to you tomorrow. And what I'm going to do with this Lebanese style chicken is I might do a flatbread with it, show you how to do that, and a lovely tahini dressing, because this is the tahini which I get from Asda, and on its own it tastes a bit weird. It's a bit bitter. When it's mixed with yogurt and in a dressing, it's heavenly. Don't worry about buying a full jar, because I'll start to show you how you can use it in other recipes. So go and treat yourself to some tahini. It's really good for you as well. All it is pulped sesame seeds, and it's very high in protein, so it'll be good for vegans. I know the vegans are not going to want the chicken, but you can use it on courgettes, which I'm going to use tomorrow, chicken and courgette salad. So we'll come back to this tomorrow. I'll see you then. Just to add, like I say, I've treated myself to some Lebanese 7-spice. Don't keep it in the cupboard in that. Put it in an airtight container, else it's just going to lose. Like I said before, I don't like buying powdered spice, because I think it loses its flavour so quickly. But what I do, if I'm going to do that, stick it into an old jam jar or an airtight, an airtight container. Oh, I think they're clapping. Airtight container, quickly, and label it up, and that will keep a little bit longer. Now I'm going out for the NHS clap.